Hello, this is Dunedine and welcome to the second episode of my series While Waiting for Classic. In today's episode, we'll try to visit this island here, right in the Great Sea, and to do that we will start from Terramore Isle. As you can see, we are in Terramore Isle. I'm here with a friend. We're both roots, that's not necessary, but it makes things easier because we have aquatic form, and we will do this together so the trip is not as lonely. You can do this with any class really, you can do this with Horde as well. Good, so we will just start swimming now towards the island, and if we take this route from Terramore Isle, we will not get fatigue, and that's quite important of course. I will skip most of the swimming because it's very boring and it takes a while, but after a few minutes you will see a wall in the sea, and I'm swimming right to it now, and if we go above the sea you can see a stroke of land and we can actually jump on it. On the map you see where we are now. We are not at the island yet, but we're right in front of it. We are quite excited that we found a wall in the sea and the stroke of land, but we want to get to the island, so I try to jump over the stroke of land and then I get stuck. I try to mount out of it, I try to use cat form, I even try to log out, which I can't do for some reason, so I have to manually restart the game, and I'm still stuck. So I tried the unstuck method, which is not working because I'm moving apparently. I tried to Hearthstone, can't do that because I'm moving. I tried to go to Moonglade, can't do that because I'm moving. I relog again, still stuck, and then we start the duel. Now, my mate is quite low, so I will skip this part, but after the duel, I'm unstuck, luckily. So now we can start exploring. We first run all the way north, so we start almost at the island. It's not the real island, of course, but we can do it with what we got here. So we start running, and after a few minutes we come by this change of color. Now that's about the most exciting thing we found in this run, but we don't give up, we keep running north, and then suddenly there's another change of color. Wow. Now then something unexpected happens. Instead of going forward, I fell through the ocean. You can see the water around me, sometimes anyway, the bread bar, the fatigue bar. I keep on falling and falling, and then I'm being teleported to Wretched. Now, that's quite unexpected. With renewed hope, I go back, and this time I took a little bit of a different route accidentally. I went a little bit more to the south, and I'm not quite as far as last time, but I already see the wall, and this time I also see the end of the wall. This is strange. If I look at my map now, I'm not quite at the island yet, so this wall must be a different wall, I figure. And I go a bit closer, and I'm thinking, well, let's try to get past it. So it seems to work, and I swim past it, and then we see a whole sea of nothing, really. So why not go above the surface and check how it's looking there? And then when I jump above the surface, I see what seems like the end of the world. So a little bit further I try to jump into the end of the world, and guess what? I'm stuck again. I managed to unstuck and I swim back to where we first passed the wall. So now I jump onto the wall and I can start exploring this stroke of land again. So I run and I run and I run, and suddenly something interesting pops up. There's a white square and there's a corner in the wall, and that's quite nice. So I look onto my map again, and what can we see? We actually ran to the east this time, and now we're almost at the island again, and from there the wall goes all the way north. And then for the last part of this trip I would like to swim all the way to the bottom of this wall, so I go in aquatic form because I don't want to go out of breath. When I'm down I just try and see what it gives if I go out of aquatic form, and apparently I'm not drowning, so you can have a nice party on the bottom of the ocean here if you want. And then I swim a little bit further down and guess what? I'm teleported again. But this time I'm teleported to Dustwellow March. The first thing I notice here is a grave that says the Hyel family. And I'm like, what? The Hyel family? But then I realize there's no G in it. I thought for a second that Blizzard made reference to Mount Hyjal, but of course they didn't. But anyway, Mount Hyjal might be a place to visit in the next video of this series. That's all I've got for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and have a nice day.